So by this time, yes, with Marlon talking about Carter the way that he is, there has been some exchanges with Carter and his dad and Carter's behavior on my weekends with Carter, to where I'm constantly having to correct Carter. Carter would call his dad and be like, "Oh, I hear gunshots," and get his dad all worried. And then his dad is calling me and calling his lawyer, talking about, "Oh, I don't have a safe environment for Carter because it's always shootings in my neighborhood." And I'm just like, I live in a hood. I live in the hood. There is shootings around the area, but it's not in my actual apartment complex. But I live in the hood. Yes, yes, I do. But I'm not gonna put my kids in a unsafe environment. But whenever Carter's with me and he hear a gunshot, he is calling his dad, letting his dad know that he's scared, and then his dad is putting me on notice that his son is calling him, letting him know that he is scared with me, because it's always gunshots in the area. Some of those times don't even be gunshots. It'd be firecrackers for real, because, again, I lived in the hood. Like, they didn't care if it was the 4th of July or it was a random Tuesday. They popping fireworks. Hey, that's what they did. That's what they did. So I was having issues with Carter's behavior, Carter not listening, Carter doing like little small things when it comes to Jackson, and Carter being very touchy. Like, touchy in like a inappropriate way. And when Jackson would be on, it was one incident when Jackson was on the phone with his friends. He was on FaceTime with his friends, and Carter came in just pulling his pants down, like showing his butt, shaking his butt on the camera. But Carter wasn't with me. Carter was with his dad at his grandma's house. So I text his dad and was just like, "Hey, I need you to tell your mom to watch Carter, because Carter is in the other room pulling his pants down on video with these kids. She needs to watch him." And then Carter's dad gonna text me back, was like, "Well, you talking about somebody need to watch Carter. You need to watch Jackson, because he's sitting up there cussing in the group chats." I be reading they group chat messages, and they just be in there cussing. I was like, okay, that's noted. Great. But right now, at this current moment, your son is on video pulling his pants down. Like, we need to stop that. I need her to stop that. Like, let's stop that. And he was just like, "Well, maybe if you watch Carter just feels like you don't love him the same way that you love Jackson. You show favoritism. You don't even care about him the same way that you care about Jackson." Just all this bullshit about how I put Carter below all the other kids, and Carter can see that I put him below all the other kids. And I'm just like, I literally be asking you for more time with Carter, and you don't give me more time. I literally be telling you that Carter acts different around kids versus adults, because when he's around kids, Carter does not know how to play well with children. But if he's in a room full of adults, you would think Carter was a teenager, the way that he can talk politics. It's crazy. So it's like, with kids, Carter feels like he's above them. He's above them. With adults, he feels like he's on the same level. That is not okay for a 7-year-old child. It's not. It's not okay. And I keep telling you that, but you keep trying to say that I am the problem, not Carter. When it's just like, no, hey, the issue is what Carter is, the environment that Carter is in, because Carter is constantly around adults and not around other kids unless he's with me. When he's with me, well, my bad. When he's with me, he's around other kids because he has his brothers. When he's with you, all of the kids, like his cousins, are my age. Yeah, that's the issue. All of his cousins are my age on your side. So it's like he only has that interaction with kids at school and when he's with me, because you don't want to put him in an after school program. And I keep saying we need to put him in something so that he can have these interactions with kids, so that you can see what I'm talking about. But you don't want to see that. You don't want to do that. So I feel like I'm fighting a losing battle right now. And it was always a constant, like, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So when Marlon came with his issues with Carter, I already knew where it was stemmed from because I was already having my frustration with Carter and his dad at that point. And I'm just like, I don't know how to fix it. I don't know. Like, if I yell at him, he cries. I can't whoop him because he's light-skinned, and we can't do any corporal punishment per the custody agreement. So it's just like, I can only put him in timeout. But he don't care about timeout. He don't care about me taking his phone because he knows he's only with me for a short amount of time, and then he's going to be back with his dad and can do whatever he wants. So it like, I'm fighting a losing battle with no help from my co-parent because the co-parent keeps looking at me as the problem, and I'm just trying to find a solution to the problem. But all right, whatever. I'm the problem. I'll let it be the problem. I'll let myself be the problem. So in those days leading up to St. Patty's Day, like I said, I was out doing the cards on the weekdays and the weekends, you know, from 1 to 4:30. I'm out there making my $100 to $200 a day during the week, literally a day during the week, and my $1,000 on the weekend. Like, business was booming. I'm like, okay, I'm getting good. And it was to the point to where Marlon came home one day and was like, hey, I feel like we should go buy us some protection. I was like, you know what? That's a good idea. So we went to the gun shop, and we got a 9mm and a 380. The 380 is the Ruger 380. It holds 10 rounds. So it literally had a regular magazine size. It held 10 rounds. It's fit in the pocket, small, little 380. And I'm just like, I was in love. So we had our 9 and our 380. And I'm just like, all right, cool. And then we was going to the gun range to shoot it. And that's when I found out that I was not accurate with the 380 at all. Like, my shot sucks with the 380 because it was so light. I realized that I needed to have a heavy weapon. I cannot have a small little weapon and try to shoot from far away. They would have to be close up on me for my accuracy to be right with the 380. But I'm just like, dang, but the 380 is mine. But dang, I'm going to have to like really wait till they get right up on me to go, you know, because my accuracy is just, it's all over the place because it's so small. But whatever. I'm going to make it work. So, like, everything was smooth. I wasn't having any issues with Marlon and other females because, like I said, I was not looking. I wasn't looking. And then somehow he became my boyfriend again. We didn't have a conversation about him being my boyfriend. He just put me as his screensaver, his lock screen on his phone, and was just like, yeah. Then we just kind of like just went back into we boyfriend and girlfriend and now. But we were taking things slow because in the back of my mind, I'm remembering you feel some type of way when Carter's around. I don't like the fact that I have to like change my mood, change how I am when Carter's around. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that. Like, yes, Carter has some behavior issues. Yes, he's disrespectful, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I ain't getting no help from his dad, but I am working on it. So around this time, it's coming up on St. Patty's Day. His mom comes into town. He picks her up from the airport, brings her to his house. He saw that he felt like his house wasn't suitable for his mom, so he brought his mom to my house. His mom stayed at my house, and we went that night when we picked her up from the airport. That night she came, she slept, woke up the next morning. We went downtown so she can experience River Street, the Savannah St. Patty experience. We wanted to give his mom. So we were downtown. We went to Yachty's, the noodle bar that we always going to. We had Cayenne and Jackson with us. So we just made it like a family event or whatever not. We're downtown enjoying the festivities as like a family. When we got back from downtown, we got back to my house. The kids were a little bit tired, so they wanted to lay down and, take a nap, whatever. So They go lay down. I'm sitting on the sofa. It's me, Marlon, and his mom sitting on the sofa. And as we are like sitting there, Marlon's mom was asking us about like life and how things were like integrating ourselves, because she was like, I see that y'all are starting to like come together as like a family. Like when I walked in here, I felt like y'all were a family. I didn't feel like I was walking into a house with two separate individuals. Y'all actually make this look like y'all are a family, and I'm loving that for you, Pop, because she called Marlon Pop. She was like, I'm loving that for you, Pop. Like, I didn't feel, I feel like y'all are like this new family. And I love it. And Mom's just like, yeah, it's just one thing. Like her middle son, Carter, he's a psychopath.